Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1370, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. What is the modern-day equivalent of Formosa? Taiwan. What is a term in physics for a fundamental constituent of matter? Particle. What was the last country in the Americas to abolish slavery in 1888? Brazil. Papophobia is the fear of what? The Pope. A camel's hump contains mostly what? Fat. Why did famous Civil War photographer Matthew Brady go broke? No one wanted to remember the war. What is podobromidrosis? Smelly feet. Where would you find Olympus Mons? Mars. Which film star's biography is called Neither Shaken Nor Stirred? Sean Connery's. What year did the programming language COBOL first appear, before being standardized in 1968? 1959. Who was the first African-American female astronaut? Mae Jemison. What does a chrome dome have a shortage of? Hair. What is the largest saltwater lake in the U.S.? Great Salt Lake. In The Maze Runner, what does WICKED stand for? Answer: World in Catastrophe, Killzone Experiment Department. In the TV show Twin Peaks, what letter was found under Laura Palmer's fingernail? R. What was the real name of the Boston Strangler? Albert DeSalvo. Ashtanga, Bikram, and Kundalini are all types of what? Yoga. What is the world's largest lake crossed by the equator? Lake Victoria. In which city's harbor would you find the statue of the Little Mermaid? Copenhagen. On which part of the body is an angioplasty performed? Blood vessel. Which saint is said to have landed in Ireland in 432 AD? Saint Patrick. Crème de menthe, crème de cacao, and fresh cream are combined to make what drink? Grasshopper. On which river is the Kariba Dam? The Zambezi. What 1928 novel by D.H. Lawrence was banned in the U.S. until 1959? Lady Chatterley's Lover. Kushat, rock and stock, all types of which creature? Doves. In the TV show Family Guy, who did Peter force to become a professional boxer? Lois. What U.S. president appointed the first black Supreme Court justice? Lyndon B. Johnson. How many colored squares are there on a standard Rubik's Cube? 54. What U.S. state is nicknamed the Ocean State? Rhode Island. Which literary work's title character is named Frankie Adams? The member of the wedding. In the movie The Nightmare Before Christmas, who wants to take over Christmas and orders the kidnapping of Santa Claus? Jack Skellington. What popular sport did James Naismith invent? Basketball. Which island was once named the Island of the Pelicans? Alcatraz Island. Which novel features a character named Hester Prynne? Scarlet Letter. How many feet do snails have? 1. What 1980 film has a character named Lacey Underall? Caddyshack. Einstein won the 1921 Nobel Prize for Physics for explaining what? Answer: photoelectric effect. However, that did not stop him from giving a lecture on relativity in his acceptance speech. The Eddie Murphy rule banned certain kinds of insider trading in commodities markets. It was inspired by Murphy's role in what film? Trading Places. Which is the largest of the Caribbean islands? Cuba. Where was Enrico Caruso born? Naples, Italy. What are the 4 chambers of the heart? Answer: left ventricle, right atrium, right atrium. Who tells Thor that Odin is dead in the movie Thor? Loki. Prior to the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., where were presidential inaugurations held? Federal Hall in New York. Both George Washington and John Adams were inaugurated at Federal Hall in New York, New York. The 1982 football game that birthed the play was between which schools? Answer: Stanford and Berkeley. What was the last capital of the Roman Empire? Constantinople. In Norse mythology, who are the female attendants of Odin? The Valkyrie. How many diagonals does a triangle have? None. What was the name of the blonde girl in the cartoon show Scooby-Doo? Daphne? In the latter 19th century, which now common Valentine's Day practice was considered bad luck. Signing Valentine's cards. Reportedly, some people still refuse to sign Valentine's Day cards using their own name. What nut is hidden in Christmas rice pudding in Sweden? Almond. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.